How's it going, everybody? CJ here, back in another video. If you enjoy my content, remember, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. If you want to support the channel, check us out on Patreon. There's a link down below for the TCG Player affiliate link too. If you want to buy any of the cards that I talk about, buy them through there. Gets a little kickback to the channel and improve the videos. It's good. So, I'm going to do a couple of first thoughts. This is the first one of the series here, and they're on the Walking Dead cards. I noticed a lot of controversy with these cards. Personally, I'm not going to give what my opinion is on the cards and how they were done. I don't want to get into the middle of that. I'm just going to talk about the cards themselves, like how playable they are in Commander and decks that you can build around them with. I don't want to deal with all the issues that are going on with this. I'm just going to be talking about them strictly as cards for your Commander. And so, with that in mind, I'm going to hop into this. First one, we're doing Negan, the Cold-Blooded. So, this card, I love the design of this card. It's very, very cool. It seems like it's going to be a very interesting build-around card for Mardu in Commander. There's not too many great ones, and this could be one of the more fun ones. There's a few ways you can take it, and I think it's pretty interesting. So, the first set of cards I want to talk about are Blink cards, so you can take advantage of the ETB. Because Negan has a very strong enters the battlefield trigger where you can end up having your opponent sacrifice multiple creatures, which is pretty good just on an ETB. So, for Blink stuff, we got Flicker's Form, Conjurer's Closet, that's end step 1. Eerie Interlude, that's nice because it's also instant speed, and you can flicker all your creatures with it. So if you have any other ETB creatures, you can do it then. And it can also stop, it's instant speed, so you can stop targeted removal. Or Eerie Interlude might be end step, so you could stop board wipes, but I'm not positive. Ephemerate, it's a good one because it's 1 mana and has rebound, so you can cast it again. Eldrazi Displacer, 3 mana to flicker whatever you want to. It's good. Charming Prince gives you a little more utility because you could either flicker it, or you can gain some life, or you can scry. Flicker Wisp, just another ETB flicker. And Panharmonicon or Lithoform Engine, so that way you can double up on the triggers. You can also throw in stuff like Felidar Guardian, Kiki Jiki, stuff like that. Take advantage of the ETBs, plus it gives you a combo finish if you wanted to, which works pretty good. That's a good way to win the game. Next thing I want to talk about is sacrifice stuff. So Negan has a very strong ability when it comes to your opponent sacrificing creatures. You get treasures whenever an opponent sacks a creature. So take advantage of that. You got stuff like Merciless Executioner, Fleshback Marauder, Plague Crafter, Demon's Disciple. All of these should be auto includes. Make it so all your opponents. It's actually just it ends up being 0 mana. All your opponents sack a creature. That's real good. That's really, really good. That's at its worst. With Negan in play at its worst, it's a 0 mana. All your opponents sacrifice a creature. You can throw in Soul Shatter, new card. Seems very powerful in this deck. Kaya's Guile, another modal card, so you have some options with it. The one that I'm going to be really talking about is obviously each opponent sacrifices a creature. But if you can do sacrifice a creature and exile problematic cards from libraries. Exile everyone's libraries. Or graveyards, sorry about that. Or create a token. Or gain some life. Or all of those things if you want to entwine it and have enough mana. Seems good. I feel like this is going to get played a lot as the sacrifice creature, exile, graveyards. 3 mana for that is very strong. Next up, we got Crackling Doom. Another good one, because it just makes your opponent sacrifice the best creature they have. And the nice thing about these sacrificing cards is they get around indestructible, because it's not actually being destroyed. Bonus Hunger. Another pretty sweet one. Each opponent sacks a creature, but if you have City's Blessing, so if you have 10 or more permanents, or ever had 10 or more if you have 10 or more permanents at the point of casting this card, or if you had previously gotten City's Blessing, then they sacrifice half their creatures. So it gives you a lot of, say you had an opponent with 5 creatures, another one with 3, Another one with 2. You can end up getting like 6, 7 treasures there. That's good. That's a ritual. This thing, it'll net you mana. Michiko Kanda, Truth Seeker. This just seems good. It's kind of a pillow 40 card. If a creature attacks you, or if a creature deals damage to you, the opponent has to sacrifice the creature. So it's a good way to add sacrificing. Mythos of Snapdax. It's an auto include in this deck. It's a great board wipe, and if you spend Mardu on it, then it's an even better board wipe. Tragic Arrogance, another good board wipe. You got Martyr's Bond, so whenever you it works kind of like Grave Pact stuff, which also is also should be auto includes. Grave Pact, Dictate of Erebos, Butcher Malakir auto includes, and Martyr's Bond works similarly. Plus, if an opponent destroys any of your permanents, then there's a sacrifice of permanent. So Martyr's Bond also works pretty well with. Hold on, let me just double check the wording on Martyr's Bond. Or another non-land permanent you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield. So Martyr's Bond works really well with like Strip Mine and stuff like that too. This actually could be an interesting card to put inside of a lands deck, like a deck with a lot of fetch lands and recurring to fetch land over and over again. So that would just be mean, but that I might need to do that. I got Martyr's Bond sitting around. I might need to throw that in my Child of Alara deck. Okay. So that's all the stuff I want to talk about for sacrificing. Those are some great cards to make your opponent sacrifice stuff, and just good. They're good cards to put into the deck. Then there's also in sacrificing. You can really capitalize on this by doing like an aristocrat style thing, throw in Blood Artist, Zulaport Cutthroat, Falconwrath Noble, Sir Conrad the Grim. All those could be included to help drain your opponents, pad your life total, puts you further ahead in the game. Next I want to talk about is treasures, because Negan does a lot of stuff with treasures. So obviously, the key card in this deck, this is going to be the perfect deck for Revel in Riches. Like, Negan is the perfect commander for Revel in Riches. It's a great win con for this deck, and it just works so well. It's very synergistic. It should be you should throw in all the enchantment tutors, like Idyllic Tutor and Lighten Tutor, so you can consistently get Revel in Riches out, because it's going to be very, very good in the deck. You got Gadrak, which is pretty solid. It works very similarly to Negan with the getting treasures, so whenever your opponent sacrifices creatures, you get more treasures. Good. Land Restorm, also just a way to net you treasures. Brass's Bounty can get you a lot of treasures very quickly. Dire Fleet Hoarder just dies, gives you a treasure. That's something that you can recur and do over and over and over again. Dockside Extortionist, probably one of the best cards when it comes to treasures. And like very, very powerful card. Should be an auto include. Pitiless Plunder works extremely well with the aristocrat stuff. Whenever one of your creatures dies, you get a treasure. Auto include. Ruthless Knave, it's a sack outlet that lets you get treasures, and then you can use your treasures to draw cards. So that's like a very good engine for the deck. And Smothering Tide, because this deck has white in it. And this deck likes treasures. But most importantly, it has white in it. So Smothering Tide goes in the deck. And now I want to talk about some more aristocratic cards. We got stuff like Taste of Karlov, auto include. There's going to be a lot of death triggers. You might as well double up on them. Pawn of Ulamog or Sifter of Skulls. Both of them are very good at giving you more sacrifice fodder as you sacrifice creatures. Harvester of Souls, along with like Grim Horror Specs, Liliana Dreadhorde Champion, anything like Dreadhorde General. I always say Dreadhorde Champion, I don't know why. Liliana Dreadhorde General. All these cards, anything similar to that, great cards. Dark Prophecy, that's a little tight mana-wise, but I think it's 3 black. But cards that let you draw cards whenever a creature dies, good. Good in the deck. And last thing I want to talk about are cards that you can recur very easily, so you can continuously sacrifice them. stuff like Reassembling Skeleton, or either of the Squeeze. Squee the Immortal or Squee Goblin Nabob. Bloodghast, very, very good one. And Tenacious Dead. All those, very good in this deck. And so, yeah, that is everything I have for Negan. I remember, I am not talking about I'm not commenting on what my opinion is on the way that Wizards produce these cards. If I think the cards should be legal in Commander or not. I don't want to cause controversy. I'm just here to talk about the card. So that is what I'm doing. It's going to be legal in Commander. So we might as well figure out how to build it. It's going to be, and I actually very much do love the design of Negan. This is going to be a very fun card. I may end up building this deck. If you guys enjoyed this video, remember, comment down below. Please don't comment down below what your opinion is on the way Wizards did this. I don't want I don't want stuff like that on my channel. I just comment down below what you think about the card itself, not the way Wizards made the card, nothing like that. Just the card itself, the design, just what's in the text box. And how, if you're going to build a deck, let me know. I'd love to see that. If you have a list already built, you can comment that down below. I'd love to see that. If you aren't subscribed to the channel already, hit that subscribe button. And if you want to support the channel, we got Patreon, we got the affiliate link. Both those are linked down below. Check them out. We will see you guys next time. Peace out, everybody.